How's it going, everyone? And hope you're doing well. Welcome to this boot review of the Nike Premier Freeze. These are the latest colorways that have just come out. Simple black and white colorway with some yellow on the sole plates. Just a really nice and old school football boots that you can wear and take out to the field. Previously, these have been, very popular, but obviously with the newer, different Nike football boots that have come out, like Mercurials. Well, actually, these came out roughly around the same time as Mercurials, but as like the Phantom GX and GTs, Hypervenoms and Tiempos. Well, these probably were with Tiempos or similar to Tiempos. If you're actually looking at a boot that's similar to the old school Tiempos, these could be the one, with the tongue as well. If of course, if you don't like the tongue and you prefer more of a modern boot of the Tiempos, then you can always cut it as well. There's the option they have, or you can just lift up the tongue and then you can just cut it off. But yeah, these are actually kind of, now saying it, they are a bit like the old Nike Tiempos, which is a really nice and throwback boot. So especially if you're a player that used to wear these boots with a tongue on, like Ronaldinho did, then yeah, go for these as well because they're much cheaper as well. Back in like 10, 20 years ago, these old school Tiempos, now called Premiers, were about 70, £80 that you would have to pay for the top end boots. Of course, now they're going up to around 200, 250, £300 for a pair of boots. And obviously, if you convert it to dollars or euros, or in your country's currency, they've literally gone up so much more in terms of pricing. So yeah, this is a really nice touch that Nike have done to reduce the price for these old school Premiers, or you could say old school Tiempos with the tongue, and yeah, very cheap and very affordable price for anyone that wants to get these pair of boots. Now, in terms of the sizing of these boots, it's actually really nice because it's very accommodating. For narrow to normal feet types, we recommend trying true to size and then going a half size down if you want more of a snug fit. As you can see with the tongue, when you lift it up, there's a lot of space in the midfoot area. But of course, you can tie the laces much tighter on the boot to have that kind of stronger stability. But still, if you prefer to have a much more snugger fit with less space on the toe box area, especially for narrow feet types, we recommend trying a half to one size down because they run really wide on the toe box area, and there's a lot of space in the midfoot. And then for wide feet players, we actually recommend just going true to size. There's a lot of space, as I said, but do try them on first before taking them out onto the pitch. And if they still feel uncomfortable, maybe you have very wide feet, then go a half to one size up for these boots. But they will fit very wide feet players as well, because we had a friend who has very wide feet and he's been trying these on, and they feel very comfortable to him, and he's been playing with the Nike Premiers now. Cheap price, very good comfort, and yeah, once you put your foot into the boot straight away, there's no issues with like blisters or uncomfortable feelings. It might be a bit hard on the material at the back on the heel area in the beginning after a few sessions, but it will soften up. Same with the toe box area, it will soften up after a few use. Unfortunately, with Nike, they haven't continued on with the kangaroo leather, so this is like a alternative. It's like a synthetic leather, so the material is actually synthetic, but it feels like leather-like. So if you're looking more of like a leather boot, maybe go for a different brand. But these, compared to, let's say, the Copa Gloros, they're both fairly similar boots actually. Both are very old school boots and throwback boots, so wouldn't be able to recommend either of them because they're both really good. Durability wise, protection, being stepped on, you can actually have a bit much more better protection than the newer lighter boots. So with these compared to Gloros, they both offer that kind of protection. Durability wise, maybe the Gloros lasts a bit longer. With the Nike Premiers, maybe in the toe box area on the bottom of the side, it can start to peel off after 9 months or a year of use, as we have seen with our older Nike Premier Frees. But if you take good care of them and use them only on grass pitches, then they will last longer, because we've been testing these out on artificial grass, and there's been times where we've been using it a lot on 3G, 4G pitches, and yeah, you can see the effects it's starting to have on the boots after 9 months, 10 months of use. So do be careful of that with the Nike Premier 3s. Maybe go for the Adidas Gloros if that's the case. But the Adidas Glory run a bit more narrow on the midfoot area. There is space, but the Premiers, in our opinion, is a bit more wider, just by a bit. Yeah, so very nice and comfortable boot, and very reliable, as we said. At least will last you 1 season before you make the switch, or 2 if you take good care of them and don't use them too much. For the price of it as well, is really nice, and it's like a nice throwback boot that will definitely be a very nice touch. And you can go for different colorways that they've brought out, like blue, red, or blackout ones. So yeah, it'll make you also stand out when you're playing football or just having a kick about. But in terms of just the most important thing is comfort, and that is really, really good. If you have a pair of the Nike Premier 3s, make sure to comment down below what you think of them, as it really does help out people making a decision when it comes to them buying them, pros and cons. And we'll make sure to continue on making many more unboxing and boot review videos of boots coming up soon. Thank you very much for watching, and take care.